Hello and welcome to another session of 1MD Live. Today, the topic is yoga in the era of COVID, and who better to have than respected Dr. Hansa ji, who is the director of the oldest yoga institute in the world we have in Mumbai. And I would invite Dr. Shetty to please introduce her to our audience and then take it from there. Thank you so much.
Shashank ji, will you start?
Yes. So, namaskar everybody. Namaskar madam. Namaskar Guru Anda Dr. Shetty. We are back on our Corona debates, and today the topic is yoga and Corona and COVID. And probably one of the foremost personalities on planet Earth living today is Dr. Hansa G. Yogendra. I have been to the institute almost for the last 20-25 years. They run the most structured scientific yoga institute on planet Earth, which is more than 100 years old. And they have been at the epicenter of not just the philosophy of yoga, but they have evolved yoga into a science, into a center of healing, center of happiness, center of positive energy, and center of spirituality. Hansa Madam is now one of the prime motivators of our Panta Pradhan, Sri Modi ji. And when she was very crucially responsible for putting yoga on the world map with our Panta Pradhan Sri Modi ji, and you would have seen her in several forums. Now we have a World Yoga Day, and she has not only lectured within India, but she has been traveling virtually across the globe, propagating the science of yoga and the right way of doing yoga. So, Madam Hansa ji, we are eternally grateful to you that you could bless us and you could be here for us. And we are living in a very difficult era of Corona. And there is so much of fear, so much of anxiety, so much of negativity. Madam, you have to give people who are listening to us, who are doctors, who are healthcare workers, who are people at large, with disease or without disease, how, madam, you can give your inspiration and yoga, how can it really contribute to this, unsettled, nervous world? Can you throw some of your pearls of wisdom and educate them and, tell how yoga can take us or help us in our journey of life?
Well, first of all, thank you. It was wonderful to listen to you. And you doctors are doing fantastic job in this today's scenario. It's quite a thing. You all are very much required. But doctors are doing their job. Every human is supposed to do his part in the world. Every human has to realize that he is responsible. He himself only is responsible for his world, for his state. Doctor can just help you to manage the life, but to come out of the whole pain and suffering, only he can do himself. You see, we always have a choice. In this scenario, you want to think about how bad it is and how people are dying here and there and get anxious. You want to suffer or you don't want to suffer. And see that there are many who are healthy coming out also healthily, and there are many at any age also, if they take charge, they are coming out healthily. I give you our example. Our student from America, he was in India, he was in Andheri, and they tested. It was fine, nothing. He was free from infection. But after 3 days, he started having the symptoms: little choking of breath, little fever, and cold. And so he thought, my God, maybe Corona. So he contacted doctors. He went to Kokilaben hospital there, and they also tested. At that time it was negative, but after 2 days it came positive. So they were treating him symptomatically, but once that came, that they were quite alarmed, and his condition was deteriorating. His wife phoned me because she knew me. So she phoned me that my husband's in trouble and he's not breathing well, and in hospital also his condition is going down. I said, come on, tell him that he only can come up in life. I can make my life or break my life. It's me, nobody else. No Corona, nothing can hurt you if you don't hurt yourself. Why are you going down? I told him. when he's lying down, he should do one technique called as pranayam number 4. You breathe in, your stomach moves little up. You breathe out, your stomach goes down. When you are lying down, your mind should not be free to bring all negativity. Free mind is devil's workshop. So yoga technology is so beautiful, I tell you. It's so beautiful that keeps your mind absolutely occupied, and it helps also. So I told him, breathe in, stomach moves up, breathe out, stomach goes down. He knew, he had learned here. So he started doing that. And then I said, whenever you sit, do alternate breathing. We have to bring more strength, prana, into our system. And we have to do something to open up our lungs, something to see that airway is attended by us. And so alternate breathing, slow inhalation in a relaxed way. He started doing that religiously. He had faith in me. He started doing that. And next day, doctors said that your condition is improving. What are you doing? He says, I am doing yoga pranayama. He says, just do whatever you are doing. This is helping. And in 3 days, he came out of his whole problem. And he is at home now, very happy, very happy. He wants to give even donation to institute. He says, I'm surviving, I'm happy. And the moment all this gets over, he would like to visit again the institute. Just a simple example, what human mind can do and what even yoga technology can do. Yoga technology is very, very strong. It helps our internal organs to improve further. We otherwise can't do. If organ is not functioning, we can't deal with organic problem. We can deal with functional problem. Yoga deals with functional problem. Lungs are functioning, but they are not functioning so well. So come on, improve the capacity of your lung. So automatically these techniques, what we teach, work wonders. And above all, we know is our mind. So I would tell everybody who's listening, don't just take body, as a physical structure. More than body is our human mind. One negative thought in your human mind of anger or frustration or negativity, its effect is direct on the body. Now, this has been well proved, even scientifically, direct on the body. And your body's immunity will go low. Your body's capacity will go low. Every part of your body will not function as it is supposed to function. Your digestion would hamper, circulation, respiratory, nervous system, your nerves, concentration, memory, reasoning power, everything will go bad. So don't get angry. Why do you get angry? Because somebody behaved rudely. Now somebody behaved rudely, it's his problem. He doesn't know how to behave lovingly. Why are you suffering? So this awareness about our whole management with mind has to be very, very clear. And yoga deals with mind. Body is a very small little area of yoga. It's more the mind. How should you think? How your mind is thinking and how it is supposed to think. No? So I can give lecture. Yeah. Please tell me.
You are very right. See, sir, 1 minute. Anna. What madam has told us is she has told a hope in a real life patient. What did she do?
Right.
Let us look it from a scientific standpoint. I have known madam for last 20, 30 years. I have been a part of their journey when they published the first research where yoga as a lifestyle reversed heart disease. And a lot of cardiologists were very upset. But I remember that madam's research team was able to do it in a very scientific way. What did madam tell this patient? First of all, be positive. So calm down your mind. Second thing she said is breathe in, breathe out. What is happening? Our lung, only 60% of the airbags are open. What she did is she made the lung 100% functional. So she opened the airbags of the lung. And the third thing she said is clean up your nostrils because corona is in the nostrils, throat and the lungs. So the corona basically bhag jayega. But you need to do breathing techniques. Even today morning, I showed Dr. Shetty madam, and I'll send you that research paper, by just lying down prone and breathing well and good oxygen, but positive mind can allow patients with corona who are mainly asymptomatic or mild disease to handle themselves better. Okay, only small percentage like people who are elderly, diabetic, hypertensives, or who have chronic diseases, they get vulnerable and need ICU care. But most patients can be managed by positive energy and positive mindset. And madam, we are very grateful to you that you allowed that patient a ray of hope, calmed him down, but you also gave him a journey, and he's now going to be on the path of yoga. So switching gears, madam, you have to excuse me. I have to ask our Guru Anna, who's very restless. Sir, people are frustrated. They are upset. You see, there is a question between living and livelihood, saving lives versus livelihood. So public frustrated हो गया sir. ये lockdown पे lockdown, lockdown पे lockdown, lockdown पे lockdown. Handling frustration, sir, is a big problem. And as madam said, handling anger is one challenge, and we are able to handle it because of people like madam. She is like a goddess to us. So, sir, Guru Anna, how can you tell people who feel locked out, who feel imprisoned in their mind, in their body, in their homes now, how should they handle this frustration, sir?
I think Harsha Ben has really explained a very basic philosophy so well. I ask myself, when I'm at the airport and suddenly the airline says your flight is 2 hours late, three responses. One, 15, 20 people rush to that girl, poor little girl in the 20s. She is not responsible for the plane being late. And they shout at her. They create this mind-body schism. They are allowing the mind to punch their body, as Hansa Ben beautifully said, and they suffer. The second person is sitting on the chair, but he is not comfortable. Internally, he is abusing everybody around. And internally, he abuses everybody around. The mind is again punching his body because he is not doing what he's supposed to. The third person, which I would advise all the people listening to today's dialogue, or even everybody who's in the state, including me, thoda gussa to aata hai. But then I have 2 hours. Main kya karu? I look around. I find somebody adjacent to me. I start a conversation and I make new friends. I have made so many friends on the airport lounge. Or I always have a book. I start reading. I start walking. I will not be on the chair. And these are the things I do. Then second, suddenly they announce or 1 ghanta late hai. So the best expletives come. I am supposed to protect my mind and allow it to be friendly to the body. I repeat the instruction in my mind. I rewire my brain and I start saying, I should spend that 1 hour. I should go and eat something. I should not starve, and I should do something positive. And then again they say, "Kal subah jayega flight." So they send us to the hotel, and the hotel, I said I should sleep well because I can't do anything about it. I cannot do anything about it. I should accept reality as it is. Corona is a reality, and we do not know where we are heading. But as Hansa Ben beautifully said, if you accept reality, frustration will not get converted into helplessness. Frustration will get converted into energy, which we'll use. Hansa Ben, I would like to ask you something.
Tell me.
Hansa Ben, I have seen thousands of teachers pass out from your place. Ordinary human beings. You have converted ordinary people into extraordinary yoga teachers. I mean, I'm amazed at this. And they go and spread the science of yoga across the globe. And it's so beautiful. But there are certain hardwired, intelligent human beings who are at home. The family is doing yoga, but this gentleman says, yoga mein kuch nahi hai. Yoga has to be done after retirement. So how do you explain this reluctant, argumentative Indian to understand that the simplest things are the most profound? And ma'am, just to add a line, when I go to schools every week, the schools which are the calmest are those who do compulsory meditation and yoga. The 10th standard boys and girls are very calm. So how do you handle the reluctant Indian?
See, it actually, yoga, they say that those who are not ready, you leave them. Human changes only when human is suffering. Intelligent people, as long as their life is going on, nothing. But once the suffering comes, then they are open to listen. Till then, no. That is one aspect. But when you make yoga more joyful, I'm sure every intelligent person also will understand. We in the house, in the family, try to see that yoga technology, yoga philosophy, psychology, all these things are brought more into a joyful thing. So in the house, right now, when whole family is together, you can play together, you can sing together, you can play such activities like blowing out of balloons or taking a straw and blowing so that the bubbles come, and count your bubbles so that you are breathing slowly. You can see how you are breathing, because breath and mind, they go together. Breath and mind, they go together. So if mind you can't control instantly, but breath you can. So come on, control the breath and mind will calm down. Then you play some concentration game. Take a glass full of water and come on, walk in the room, and water should not fall down. Or stand on your one leg, who can stand. And so many such games I can tell you, which really they play. Light a candle and blow off the candle, increase the distance, blow off again. And so whole family, that all this is unknowingly yoga only. Go in kitchen and start cooking. You are eating, you have to learn how to cook also. I tell people that if you don't know how to roll chapati, Dr. Harish, you know how to roll chapati?
I know how to fulka banana.
What about Dr. Shashank?
Now I am learning cooking.
Uh-huh.
See, adversity teaches you whenever you are into an adverse situation, you learn cooking. So for the
Correct.
last 6 months, I have been learning cooking. Much before lockdown, I started learning cooking, because
That's
if you have to survive in life, you must know everything. So
Correct. Self-reliance.
Self-reliance.
Yes. And that is the first lesson of yoga, self-reliance. If I am eating, I should know how to cook and everything. So all such things is also yoga. May not be doing asana. Walking, stand and walk, sit and walk. You sit, stretch your legs and go on walking this way. It's so interesting, I tell you. If you make yoga interesting, playful, joyful, if you see nature and do certain techniques, that really helps. And even the toughest person also will see and will try to at least laugh. And laugh itself is good. Come on, crack joke. So we have to release his tension. He is under his own rigidity. But I have seen many such rigid people. They come and tell me, my wife has changed so much, Hansaji, how you have done it. Now she is so cooperative. Now she doesn't argue. Now she, whatever I say, she understands and then she accepts. So I'm very grateful. So I said, now you start coming. And he comes. So we have such rigid people. They will take time. But I definitely tell you that in today's scenario, everyone, every human, rather I would say prani matra, they should learn yoga. They should take interest in yoga and try and see that they bring yoga into their life, because that is the only thing which is the real savior of this entire chaos which is happening around. Let me tell you, but then the right type of a yoga, not just doing Surya Namaskar 15 times and then I'm doing yoga. No, it has to be combined with psychology and philosophy, which you two are understanding and you two are also into it. That type. So they have to, and I'm 100% sure, let this virus come, it will go. Any other big problems also will come and go. And this worry, what will happen? Because money now, monetarily, people are getting restless. Earning has now don't know how to go about. I always give a simple example that suppose here is a boat, you are sitting in a boat. Imagine that you are sitting in a boat and boat is in the sea and you are sailing very well. But then storm comes and boat is shaking here and there, and then you see sharks and crocodiles around, and it's terrific. How to come out of this tension? So I said, stop thinking. Stop thinking. And you will come out of the tension. So instead of thinking, why can't you sing? Instead of thinking, why can't you learn some dancing step? Instead of thinking, why can't you bring a pot and put some nice flowers around and bring some tulsi, bring some, green tea leaves and all such things around you. They are all very much helpful. I tell you, trees are part and parcel of our lung. I would call trees our lung. because we are throwing out carbon dioxide. They are throwing out the oxygen. They are doing the job of our lungs, and we should grow them well. So right now, when you are in the house, everybody is tied up in the house. They should do all such activities and stop using this mind unnecessarily. We say, when you have to do some action, then think and do the action. Otherwise, why this mind is doing chatter all the time, chatterbox all the time? Keep your mind busy, either in singing or doing this or that, everything. So this is how we have to handle our mind, and this is what yoga talks about. And so let's do it. Yeah. And sitting on chair itself, now yoga movements. I tell, come on, you are sitting on chair itself. Breathe in, stretch your body up, breathe out, bring your leg up and down, turn here and there. All these activities you can do instead of sitting and worrying. So asanas are also there, pranayams are there. Meditation, just sit and watch your breath. Just sit and listen to some sound which are there in the atmosphere. Beautiful meditation. And bring this philosophy, anitya bhavana, anitya. Everything is not permanent. Everything is temporary. Things have come, they will go. Breath comes, breath goes. Thought comes, thought goes. Problem, earthquake comes, it goes. Tsunami comes, it goes. Everything is smooth again and normal. Where is the problem? But so try and see that you bring this philosophy in mind, anitya, impermanent nature of the universe. Whatever we do, it goes into the universe. That's why we say we are part and parcel of the world, universe. And so if we think good, good will happen. You think bad, bad will happen. It's very clear. What you put, you get. It's very clear. Yoga 100% believes in this. As you sow, so shall you reap. What you put, you get. So put good things, Baba, in life, and you will get good. Have for full confidence that you have put good. Good is going to occur only, nothing else. No?
Very nice.
So,
I think
madam, you are
absolutely
very right.
beautifully said.
Yeah.
There
Madam,
are
you
some- there
have
are
said it in a very simple way or a sahaj way.
Absolutely.
See,
Yeah.
you are teaching the yoga shiksha
Yeah.
you are teaching yoga shiksha and yoga shastra in a sahaj way or a simple way. So, you
Yeah.
know, I would call the 3S of Hansaben today what we have learned is be simple and sahaj. She is teaching us the science of yoga, which is Yoga Shastra, in a very simple way. See, you don't need to be a rocket scientist, you don't need to be an engineer or a doctor to learn yoga. So, madam, a lot of people have asked us questions. So, let me quickly
Tell me.
tell you what people are saying. First of all,
Yes.
there is a girl who was in her 8th standard, Radhika Batra. Her mother got her to you. She learned yoga from you. And now in this
Okay.
lockdown, she's grateful to you that because of her, she's surviving. And you know, that is something, and yoga has come to a rescue to her crisis. So she has sent a message here. And
Thank you.
a lot of people like Anita and all are asking, Ki, madam, what is the right yoga? Whom should we learn yoga from? Because now every person has become like a self-style yoga proponent.
Very
So,
true.
you know, what is the right person to learn yoga from? Dr. Arti Gandhi has asked this question. So, madam, can you really tell us? And you know, yoga is a science, shastra. So, I am told that Yoga Institute is one of the most formally structured institute in this. Do you have, many people have asked us, do you have something online in the lockdown time where people can connect with you online and so on and so forth? So I think the most important thing is who is the right yoga shikshak and where
Well-
should they learn yoga from?
Well, let me tell you, a person who is speaking, is he following things in life? That is the first thing to note. Anybody and everybody can become a yoga teacher nowadays, learning few asanas, and I am the yoga teacher. So please don't go for that. Standard, good institute is what is required, where the yoga is been lived. And so we always say that our institutes, all teachings are online now. People can do 21 days better living course. They can start very soon. People can do 7-day health camp. People can do 3 months course, complete compact course. Now, if they are just sitting in the house, they can do 7-month course, which is from evening, from 5 to 8. They can do weekend course, only Saturday, Sunday. All these things are right now online. And so they should start, not waste time, but learn this. I tell you, this would work wonders. Yoga teachers are there. We have what is called as Indian Yoga Association. The Ayush Ministry has brought this whole idea of Indian Yoga Association. So all the heads of main different yoga centers are all very much the members of this association. And so person can go wherever you live accordingly. But now you don't have to worry about that. You can contact me. People are coming from anywhere where in the world and joining these courses. So they are doing that. America, Canada, Germany, Brazil, this, that. They are all here with us and doing the course. So they can, this time, in this scenario, they should learn. Otherwise, to keep mind positive is very difficult. Now, once we started this, many have told me that thank you that you are online, because I was not so much of an opinion. Yoga is more to do with personal interaction. But now this is also a way. See, personally, we feel we are meeting personally. This is very good interactive way. So I have also opened my mind, and we are really doing very well online teaching. So move ahead and join us. Then
There are two questions which are very interesting. What are the yoga you will teach to children, and what are the asanas you will teach to elderly people above 60, 65? Both sides.
Yeah.
Children.
Yes, first of all, yoga is from womb till toe. From womb till toe. During pregnancy also, and then parents and so on. Children till the age of 5, if you want to teach yoga, their parents should learn yoga. And parents should be, their children will watch their parents, and accordingly they will have that inspiration to do something, activity. More important is the awareness about food. We talk about sattvic food, simple eating. In this today's scenario, 4 times in a day, make some fresh food and eat little 4 times. So they are cultured, they are, educated by parents. After 5, from 5 till 8, 10, very nicely from nature we start teaching yoga. That how lion is and how camel is and how this and that. Let's come on, become like camel and lion. So this is how they learn asana. We have books also with us where we teach how children could be taught at that age. Everybody loves stories. Everybody, even grown-ups like stories. So everybody loves stories. And, yeah. So we teach through stories, through animals, birds, plants, all that we do. After 12, then person is matured. Then you can directly start teaching them. No problem. Teenagers, their teaching would be more intellectual. So that also we could do more scientific way. If I tell a teenager, close your eyes, he'll say, why? Why should I? So I have to explain why should you close your eyes? What happens when you close your eyes? So there you have to use that language. And elderly people, according to their condition, all our simple yoga technology really helps. We are holding your hands, doing here and there. I have done my programs on that also. What we call as startups. Start before your main asanas. Just do something. Let me tell you one thing. I know you all know that. Where mind goes, bodies, that area starts functioning better. Human mind makes do things better. So when I am not even taking a big breath, but my mind has gone to my breath, just little breath, it will help me. It's not that I have to really learn to help. So this is what I'm trying to say. Make them aware. They are sitting for long, get up and walk a little bit and come. Make all elderly people self-reliant. They want water, they should get up and get the water, and not a grandchild will run and give water to grandmother. Rather, grandchild will hold mother to take to water pot and drink water. Let them be moving, active. Give them all that work which they can do. You give them vatana to peel, you give them something to do. Elderly people should take interest in life, not just watch TV and all that and waste their energy. So lots of things to talk about it, but elderly, all the technology also helps, philosophy helps, psychology helps. We tell them how to take life and enjoy the modern things around. They say we are not fit, we don't know English. What is there about English? It's so simple as that. So I tell them one line, remember every day. If she starts speaking English well, nothing is so difficult. You are just sitting, look at the shape of everybody's nose. You will just amuse yourself. You get the shape of everybody's eyes, look at the shape of everybody's expression. You are never alone. Old people think they are alone. You have so many things around you. Sun, moon, stars, trees, take interest in that. When they don't take interest, then they suffer. My mother, let me give you the example. My mother is 94 years. I am 73, 74, she's 94, 20 years elder to me. She's there with me, absolutely fit and fine. She takes interest in birds. New birds are coming now. Trees, varieties of shapes and sizes, interest in flowers. And anybody who comes, she talks very laughingly. She's always smiling and always nice. She's fit and fine, healthy. So somewhere, no old age that she's bent like that or all those stuff, nothing, or knees paining or back is paining, nothing. She's absolutely fit and fine, no pain. You don't think that since we are old, we will be suffering. Not at all. Not at all. So age and suffering, there is no connection only. You are suffering because you didn't take charge of yourself. You didn't attend to your body when it's required. Or you did some mistake, either in food or in your routines or in your thinking or in your basically the timings or the way in which you move around. Sleep, all these things are so important. So if they do, they'll be fine.
Thank you, madam. Thank you. So, Dr. Shetty, we are switching gears. Madam told us how to get engaged, get connected, and how yoga is actually a uniter. It's a connector of our mind, body, soul, internally and externally both. So, sir, the biggest challenge is, as you rightfully said, कि children don't find yoga interesting. They feel it is for senior citizens. So, sir, how do we motivate from a mental health perspective? How do we motivate these school children? Because you are an expert in school, and I think yoga shiksha, I think our Prime Minister should make it mandatory, just like physical exercise in schools.
Correct.
So I think, madam, I firmly believe that yoga shiksha from first standard should be inculcated in every school, because it is a way of life. And if it is a way of life,
we have made a curriculum.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
Our
it is the most
right
evidence-based.
Correct,
from first standard. Just like, and I think we should encourage less of mugging and learning, more of yoga and physical activity and sports. Then children won't get stressed out. You see, the children, if it is inculcated from the childhood, then they will accept it better. And as I said, sir, you are the master of controlling minds of adults and children, and all adults who behave like children. That also you are master of. So, sir, how do you handle these difficult minds?
I think Hansa Ben has said it beautifully. Whenever I am in a school training children or teaching teachers, I tell teachers, if you don't laugh, you can't teach.
Correct.
Do you want to live in a? Are you working in a morgue or in a school? Even in a morgue, you have to be very compassionate. You can't say body number 1. You have to give the name of the person and hand over the body. That is number 1. Some teachers say that you have to be very dignified and you have to be distant. I said no. Compassion, love, yoga is about proximity and joy. So that is number 1. That's the most important thing, which ma'am also said beautifully. Secondly, as ma'am said, at the age of 15, aankhein band karo kyun? So there comes science. So recently there has been a beautiful article of analysis of all the studies of the impact of yoga on the brain. And that shows that yoga helps the hippocampus, the seat of memory. So I tell children, याददाश्त अच्छी होगी, पढ़ाई के लिए कम समय मिलेगा, मस्ती के लिए बहुत टाइम मिलेगा, करना है. And that really works. I also tell parents कि amygdaloid जो है उसको शांत करेंगे तो आपको बच्चे के ऊपर गुस्सा नहीं आएगा, आप मारपीट नहीं करेंगे, एक दूसरे के प्रति भी मारपीट नहीं करेंगे, इमोशनल हाईजैकिंग कम होगा और ये जो पंचिंग है ये बिल्कुल बंद होगा. आपको शांति चाहिए. So sometimes science helps, and that is very important. I want to ask Hansa Ben, you know, and that's also asked by one person in the audience. We have a song. Chodo. We have a song. छोड़ो कल की बातें,
Right.
कल की बात पुरानी, नया दौर
नहीं,
है
दौर
नई
पे
दौर, और
मिलकर नई कहानी
कहानी.
हम
बट इसमें क्या
Yeah.
होता है ना हंसा बेन, वो कहानी के साथ जो कहानी है उसके साथ भावनाएं अटके हैं, उसके साथ जो इमोशन अटके हैं, तो वो कहानी छुट्टी नहीं है, वो बार बार याद आती है. एंड सम हैव बीन आस्किंग द सेम क्वेश्चन. दैट इज फाइन, तुम सांस लो, फुग्गा फुलाओ, बट वो जो यादें जिसके साथ नेगेटिव इमोशंस अटके हैं, उसको कैसे करना रिलीज?
Okay. See, number one, it needs little discipline in our life. And discipline is, if you are thinking about past, tears will come only, because pain and suffering is going to be there with past. Somebody was there, somebody is not there, somebody cheated, somebody this and that. Think about future, it's going to create tension and anxiety. Think about present. So this discipline is required, number one. That whenever a thought of past comes, here person is little free. His mind is free. That's why he has gone to past to bring it into present. Past history is meant for learning, not for sitting and being in the past. Why do you want to be dead? Present. So what do you learn from your pain? Or automatically bring it towards you. That somebody cheated you. Why? Because you were not that smart at that time. You trusted him. So now you have become more smart. Now you will check and recheck before you do anything. So you learn from your past. Don't remain in past. Learn. So have some special exercise. Memory. Go to certain situation which is bothering you. Go to that past and then see what you contributed in the pain and suffering. Focus everything on yourself. You see, not on a person, other, or situation, but yourself. And you will find definitely solution. You will say that, thank you. I have been cheated only this much. After that, I have made so much more because I have become smarter, better, and stronger. All the problems I tell you, and I'm sure you doctors also would agree, that whenever child gets sick and all that, after that he comes out very strongly, and then he grows also better and becomes better also. And problems are there to make us more stronger and better. Don't take problems so negatively at all. They should come, otherwise we'll become weak. Rather, we'll become weak. So problems have to be taken positively, and we learn from the past, not from anything else. All these past pains and sufferings have made us strong and more capable. And so do that. Mind has to be focused only on present. Right now, what am I supposed to do? Situations will come again. History repeats by itself. So situation will come. Earlier I did that and suffered, but right now, how am I going to handle? So become better. And that would just handle this exercise to take you out. But the moment I tell that when person goes in past, he is free, he has not handled his mind, and so he has gone in past. Mind is free. Free mind goes in past. So bring it back and start doing something. So you have to train your mind, and everything would be fine. Yogis say that human mind needs training. You have to train.
Absolutely beautiful. Shashank, mind, yoga, and diabetes, you have written a paper.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
I would want to hear that.
Madam, recently last year published a paper where we showed that the right method of yoga. See, diabetics have three problems. One is they are very impulsive. When they see food, they can't control it. Secondly, they are lazy. They can't exercise.
Yeah.
So what is yoga doing? Yoga is teaching a method to the diabetic to discipline his life around, not to get negative, make him happy, and make him active. So when he is able to control his mind and body, his automatically diabetes gets controlled. And there is very good evidence across the world. In fact, madam, last year it is on PubMed also. We wrote a very nice paper where we showed very clearly that yoga can impact diabetes and make their life better. Not only it can control the glucose levels, but can inject positive energy to cope up. See, you need to understand that living life happily with diabetes is an art. And the propeller of that art is the science of yoga. So diabetes is united to yoga by allowing that diabetic to live happily. And in that journey of a diabetic, yoga is a companion. It is a lifelong companion. So if a
Correct.
diabetic patient actually hands hold through yoga, it allows him to handle his mind, body, soul, and his disease better. I am not saying you only do yoga and give up your insulin and tablets. Continue
Doctors
that.
are required.
Once you are able to understand the method of yoga philosophy, you can actually manage and get control on your own self. And
Yeah.
eventually we'll see reduction in medicine, reduction in sugar, reduction in
Right.
blood pressure, reduction of heart attacks. So most of our patients and my patients who practice yoga, and madam, I'm doing this research for the last 10 years, they
Oh,
get lesser incidence of heart attacks and
correct.
complications. Because
Right.
see, today we are number 2 in the world for diabetes. We should be the diabetes care capital of the world. That is my motto as a diabetes president. And in that, yoga holds our hand to become a complication-free diabetic. And
Correct.
in that journey of a complication-free diabetic, yoga is a very hand-holding mechanism. So that is something which we have done work on, and I'm grateful that madam has been inspirational to us. In fact, I remember late Dr. Jayendra, who actually was very inspirational. He could do pranayama very quickly, and I learned yoga because there used to be somebody coming in my building from
Yeah.
Thane, and he used to
Okay.
teach us the method. See, yoga also is very scientific. It has
Yes.
cleaning mechanism, that is the nidra, the various bhatis,
Yes.
which clean up your nostrils. Then it has the asanas, which actually build up your body. Then it has the pranayama, which actually cleans up your lung. And then it has various parts of meditation exercises. So it is actually a proper prescription, and which is why you need to go to madam and the institute to learn it in a very structured way. Now we understand better on science, and we are able to apply the modern technology to scientific understanding of yoga. That is very, very
True.
important. Madam, I want to ask you a question. I have heard a lot about a new concept which you have started at the institute. It is called as the mind pond. Dr. Shetty, I don't know whether you have visited the mind pond of the Yoga Institute. See, our mind is very restless. So, what is this whole concept about mind pond? Because you see, I have only read blogs of Dr. Shetty of mind, mood, and magic. But what is the magic of Yoga Shastra in a pond? How have you? And I'm told, madam, it is your original concept on planet Earth. Nobody in the world has done this. So, madam, can you tell us something about this mind pond?
You see, human mind is, as we say, you understand the pond, that if a pond, if you throw something in the pond, waves are there, you can't see anything, it becomes muddy. But once you allow that pond to sit quiet, no thoughts and all that, that you can see at the bottom what is there. So that mind has to remain that thought free for some time. Just see that no thought on one thought, and that too very smoothly it is moving, no much of waves smoothly going on. So this alpha wave state has to come. These states are very important. So we have made even the pots here, the structure here, where when mind is very restless, person can go and sit inside. It has a place where you can sit in. It's like a pot, where we have given 5 different names also, all 5 elements. And you can just sit there and you will see a difference. That atmosphere itself, you will stop thinking. You will just be quiet. And when you remain quiet, and then we have not yet, it's not just ready. Very soon we are going to make it ready, guided meditation. So then you switch on and you plug like this and then sit quietly, and you will be guided that now you sit quietly, now your mind should go on your breath, or now your mind should go here, and you will know how to handle your mind very easily. Similarly, we have a flowing water here, an area we have made where the water is flowing, that the sound of that water flowing is there. That is, and you sit near that, close your eyes and just listen to that sound. In Yoga Institute, the technique is called as Nishpanda Bhava, motionless state of mind. Mind should be motionless. So learn to see things objectively. or see things objectively, hear things objectively. You see, your eyes are there, you see, but don't think about it. You hear, but don't think about it. So stopping, chitta vritti nirodha, stop thinking unnecessarily. That training we have to give. And then we have all these arrangements. People learn fast and then they can do anywhere. Nishpanda Bhav could be done even in the local train or anywhere. You can do that. So in the Yoga Institute, all these techniques, we are simplifying to such an extent that they can practice it in their day-to-day living. And that's what I want. Let yoga not become just a theoretical science, or yoga as a subject learning is one thing. And yoga as a way of life is learning is another thing. What we teach here is yoga as a way of life. How to live yoga. You live yoga. You eat when your food comes in front. Quickly think how much. I eat only if I'm hungry. Otherwise not. Listen to your body language. So all such little practical things we talk about. And so person becomes so self-reliant and so aware about himself that even mind functions very well according to what he wants his mind to function. And so this is how it would be. Mind is your servant. You can't be, you know. So this is how we are talking about these things.
So this mind pond is like Om Shanti Om, and it's like a Shanti pond. And,
Yes,
and
right,
you know, madam,
right.
I completely agree with you that yoga is a way of life. And Yoga Institute's philosophy has been keep it simple and integrate yoga as a day-to-day activity. So the way you think, the way you live, the way you do your dinacharya, as they say, how can you? So basically, you are a hand holder, you are a guide, you are the spiritual light, you know, to climb to a spiritual planet. But in order to do that, we are in Grihasthashram, and therefore, actually, this journey from physical self to the mental health to actually the spiritual world, you are the process of that journey, and you make it simple. You don't make it boring. You don't make it very methodical, and it's very scientific.
Yes,
it is very scientific. So you
it
put
has
science.
to be.
So you have a very good blend of science and practicality. So Dr. Shetty, I see Dr. Shetty sometimes very restless.
No, one second.
Yeah.
There's a Hansaben. There's a question for third trimester pregnant women. What is it that we should do? And the second question I would like to ask you is: you do a lot of couple management in your institute.
Yes. You have come once for couples class. Yes.
So we would like to know the answers to this: pregnancy, third trimester, and how do you manage couples? That's going to be the biggest issue in the 21st century. So please let us know. Yeah.
See, the whole point is in pregnancy, third trimester, there is no problem at all. Child is very much comfortable in stomach. You should do all your activities, normal activities. We make them to do certain asanas to give little stretch to the abdominal region. The spine has to be flexible. The core muscles have to be relaxed. The pelvic muscles have to be relaxed. So certain simple postures we teach them. We teach them how to relax well. We teach them how to breathe. Even at the time of delivery, what breathing they should have so that the delivery is absolutely pain-free. There is no pain required. Pain comes because mind is over there. If mind is busy doing something, pain will not be there. And so we see to it that they deliver very well without much pain, without much complication. So all these we do teach. We teach all these areas. Food is though everybody teaches, so that's no problem. But during day, how they should go about, what type of things they should read, how they should be talking, how husband and wife together can be close to child. So every time you should talk to your baby in the stomach, you should do such activities which would, baby is also listening. Babies nowadays are very, very clever. They are very alert. When they come out, you think he knows more than what you know. They are very, very, and so you should create an atmosphere around so that baby learns something good and not learns how to get tensed and how to shout and how to get. So these are the things we teach, and really it works wonders. It helps. And the other thing what you asked for is, what was that?
Couple management.
Couple. Now, here I have written a book itself. a very good book, and on how to deal with each other. Two absolutely different human beings, man and woman, they are totally opposite. One thinks this way, one thinks another way. And then if you want to fight, you can fight for every little thing. But now what are the disciplines which you should follow? We are teaching them. And we have lots of couples, about right now 65 or 70 couples are coming. And we have made the program very simple also. They can come once in a month to listen to my talk on some topic. And second would be once in a month, they meet few couples to discuss certain topics, and so on and so forth. And we teach them and they know now. And if at all they do mistakes, sometimes they shout and howl, they know why they are suffering. The suffering comes. You see, I always tell that pain is inevitable. Pain is going to come. Body is there, so pain to hona hi hai na. Two people are there, so two people are going to think differently. Sometimes one will overpower another. एक शक्ति है तो एक सहन शक्ति है. Both have to go together. But suffering you should not increase. That should reduce. Chalo, gussa aaya, I can understand, but how fast you can come out of that, that is something.
That is the
And that's what we teach them, what to do immediately. So
Absolutely.
with couples also, we are we enjoy when couples class is there to give them lecture and discuss. It is very nice, and we would call both of you. You should also be part of our couples class.
Yeah.
It would be good.
In fact, a lot of psychologists are saying here that you have changed their life. Coming to the institute and
Yes.
doing the course has changed their life. I mean, and that's fantastic. Shashank, you're asking me something.
So,
Shashank.
sir, madam talked about this mind pond. It's basically for a restless mind. So, it is making a mind restful, it is making a mind calm, and it is giving a direction to life. So, Dr. Shetty, I wanted to ask you a quick question that in this corona times, you see, frustration you told how to conquer. What are your takes on the way to get unlocked? How do you break this mental unlocking? How do you see? Because I think getting back to normalcy is also going to happen in some parts of India. Today we are being seen. I was just talking to Anirudh. More than 80% of people who are seeing our program across India are actually in the green zone. So they have asked this question, sir. How? And then I'm going to put the same question to Hansaben. So some of them want to know at least one or two tips of yoga which they can learn from you today. But Dr. Shetty, can you tell these people in green zone who are getting unlocked, how should they cope up? See, it is like being released from a prison, is one person asked the question. So, I'm sure you have counseled people who have got released from a prison. When human beings are released from a prison into the normal life, what should be the advice to them? That's what is my question.
Hansaben has answered actually most of the questions, but I'll add some few points. One is program your mind. As she said, tell your mind that you are going to go out of your house, but the entire pandemic is not over. Follow scientific instructions to the T. Distance, but be compassionate. When you're distant, it is your job to be more kind and compassionate. Otherwise, the emotional distance will increase. The physical distance can be there as it is. Number one. Number two, as Harish Salve said a few days ago, living is not expensive. Lifestyle is expensive. So what will happen now is people will learn to live within their means. हापुस नहीं खाएंगे, केले खाएंगे.
ठीक है. Best food.
ठीक है. So we will get into the phenomena of minimalism. What you require, you will eat, and that is yoga, as Hansaben said beautifully. The third thing is be kind to the auto rickshaw walas, the policeman on the road, your driver, if you have your servant, and share stories of how you coped inside the house. मैं जेल में था तब मैंने क्या किया? मैंने पेंटिंग किया, मैं घूमा, मैं कुकिंग किया. Just मैम said मैं इतना कुछ किया. मैम ने हंसाबेन ने कहा कहानी से बंधन बनता है और शिकायतों से दूरी. I think that is important. So if I go, I had a chat with 3 great sportsmen yesterday, young kids. One kid said, I was painting the gate, and isn't that
Correct.
beautiful? So
Absolutely.
if people share these small stories, in spite of distance, being compassionate, most of the problems will be solved. And if people learn not to eat the mango but do well with the plantain, and if there is no plantain, no issues, eat what I can. My driver said, मैं भाजी खाना थोड़े दिन के लिए बंद कर रहा हूँ, मैं दाल चावल खा रहा हूँ, ये भी ठीक है. And let me tell you, Ansaben, this is a confession to you.
Yes.
I could not do with one particular part of my food, and my mother would say 40 दिन मत खाओ, अभी हमारे हाउस में पूजा है. मैं झूठ बोल के बाहर खाता था, पर अभी in this disaster, what has happened is I don't feel the craving and the need for that food. I respect
Correct.
what is there on my plate, what is available. That change Corona has brought about in a large number of people.
Beautiful.
I would want to see that this change is maintained and the change becomes
Correct.
part of our being. I think that is what I feel. And ma'am,
Yes.
your words for this.
Exactly. Let me tell you, why do you call as a jail? You see, it is
Yeah.
no jail when you are in your own house. How much you were longing that I would play with my child for some time, or husband and wife would sit quietly without any discussion, just sit and look at each other very lovingly. How much we were longing. But that was not possible. Everybody was running around so much. Why? Nobody knows, but everybody was running, making money, doing this. Now, see the whole change. And in your medical field, how much change, how many people are getting sick now? Forget about corona. Other diseases. Other diseases are, everything has come down. No such sudden heart attacks or no blood pressure suddenly going up because they are in the house, they are relaxed, they are eating simple food, no hotel and all that. How much good coronavirus has done, we don't realize. We have started appreciating our family members, what they are. We have started seeing good qualities in them before every time finding fault. Hey, don't do this, don't do that. Come on. Now situations are very different. We have to do all these things. So I would say that this thing should continue in life. And later on also, when we become too busy, we should understand that there has to be some middle path, not other extreme again. Rather healthy food, healthy living, family together, everything is so important. I have given one whole talk on this, what Corona has benefited and all that in the evening from 6 to 6:30 or which is that where it comes, I think so YouTube, my talks are coming.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
people
yeah,
can
yeah, yeah.
listen to my
We
talks, yes.
will share those links with everybody, and
Yes.
Hansaben will not leave you so soon. One thing that always
Don't worry.
bothers me is what you said, that yoga is life and it's not about only exercises. But and you have programs for everything. And
Yes.
Shashank, one thing is very beautiful. There's an entry point where a doctor checks what is wrong and why he has come to the institute, and based on that they give the program, appropriate program, offer appropriate programs to everybody. Ma'am, India has a lot of poor people in small houses, 10 by 10, and also some are staying in tents. How would you advise them to get introduced to yoga?
Well, you don't need too much space. It needs an attitude, becoming aware about yourself. All these people who are living in 10 by 10, but they are all working in Mumbai. So everybody is going out to work. I tell them before going to your house, spend some half an hour here and learn something. Sitting at one place, I can take a long breath. Sitting at one place, I can move my legs. There is no space, fine. But this little awareness, once it comes now, it really helps person to remain healthy. And I tell them that wherever you are near some big tree and all that, remember and take 2-3 long breaths. Remember and see that you clear your nasal passage. Just breathing in, breathing out. Do that so that your entire sinuses and all that are irrigated, they are better. So point is, Make them aware that you have to do your duty towards yourself first. That is your first duty. That maintaining your balance and taking care of your body. Then second duty is towards your near and dear. Then work. Then society, nation, humanity. All these hierarchy of duty, they should understand thoroughly well. And I'm sure everybody knows it's not a question of space. It's a question of attitude, awareness. It's a question of deciding to remain happy in whatever situation I am. If I'm not getting food, I can still remain happy. Nobody can take away my happiness. And so on. So this is how once we handle it just goes very well. There is no limitation. Yoga doesn't need any instruments, machinery and all that for physical. It just needs a little place where you are sleeping, the same place you can do something also. You don't need to do anything. Am I?
Absolutely,
Yeah,
very
madam.
clear.
So, madam, we are going to take a few more minutes of your time. Pratima
Please go
Bhandarkar is asking, and she has coined a new term for you called Guruma. Guruma, please
Yes.
advise how yoga can help working with addicts. She works with a lot of addicts. So how can
Oh.
yoga help to allow her to help the addicts she is working with? And so now
I'll
we have
just
Guru Atta at one place and Guru Ma at one place.
I'll just
Okay.
I'll just elaborate this question because Pratima is a psychologist who works in our school. She's my colleague.
Okay.
Lot of alcoholics are not getting alcohol, and they are
Hmm.
terribly upset at home because they're angry against the government. They said it is unfair to them, and they have a little withdrawal symptoms which can be easily treated by medications. What is it that the family can do to calm them down apart from the
Now,
medication?
here the family really can work wonders because togetherness helps him. Otherwise, it would be very difficult for these people. Medically, they should definitely attend to all the needs. So, whatever medicines are to be taken, they should take. The family members should see that they give them medicine. Sometimes their mind would become so blank that they will not remember. They say Lelia and then they have not taken. So, family members should little bit take more interest to see that this is the best opportunity for them to see that he comes out of his addiction. And so try and do that. Here we have people addicted coming here. They stay for 7 days, their addiction is gone because whole morning till night timetable is fixed. So entire family timetable should be fixed. The moment we get up, what we all will do together. You see, it's that togetherness helps addict very much. So we will together do some stretches. We will together have this breakfast. We will together walk in the room and come on, clap here and there in the room. And also little things. Addiction, that would help. He doesn't want to do. He feels lazy and tired. Come on, make him do something. Everybody, when such addict is there in the house, should just focus to see that that addict is given attention. Addict is given some joy, some laughter, listen to what addict childhood was or how he did this and that without interfering with that. Addict yoga technology works wonders. Certain asanas for stomach, core exercises. They are very simple. I teach very simple exercise. Anybody can do without harming because yoga has lots of hatha yoga basically. Hatha yoga has lots of difficult asanas also, but we can never risk difficult asana with people whose body has become very fragile and which is not right, and maybe they are not so young. And so simple asanas, but when they start doing it, they really will help. Digestion has to improve, so they have to focus on digestive abdominal exercises. Then they have to focus more on breathing because breath and mind goes together. Breathe long exhalation. You see, breathe in. Long exhalation. This long breathe in, hold your breath, and just make a sound from throat. When you make a sound from throat, humming sound, or people can say oh, people can say ah, ooh, but just humming. This is called as Brahmari Pranayam. Works wonders. Even in diabetes, it works wonders. We make diabetics to do this more and diabetics to do abdominal breathing more. So it just helps. You don't need to teach too many things. Simple thing. So these things are interesting. So whole family can do together. Who can do little longer? Who can do short? Because some person's breath would be shorter, some longer. So all this would really help the technology. Technology has to be used. Some asanas, some pranayams, some core exercises, walking, singing together, antakshari, all these things would help. And I tell you, they'll come out. And simple thing like take a pan. Now pan beeps if they are there around, or sof, variali, and in that you can have tilli, you can have a little good jaggery and chew it. If diabetes is there, don't put jaggery, but chew it. This chewing, keeping that in mouth, that coming into your throat would make them feel very comfortable. Whenever they feel they want to smoke, take this pan. Wherever they feel like. So some such alternative healthy things. Amla is very good healthy thing. Amla supari, they should keep in mouth and chew. Haldi should go into their body. So in the morning, a glass of water with half lemon and a quarter spoon of haldi, just drink it. So such things also works wonders. So I'm sure they would be helpful. They'll come out of it very fast. No doubt about it. And they should have a healthy drink in the house. Lemon juice is the thing. I would recommend lemon juice a lot. At least twice or thrice lemon juice should go into their body. So they would start enjoying these things. They should have something else to enjoy, no, instead of alcohol or cigarette. They have to have a passion for something. So either they learn to play something or sing or gardening. Somewhere else they have to bring joy. That is important. Yeah.
So Guru Ma, you have told us in the satsang the how to switch alcohol pleasure or addiction pleasure by simple things which are available to us, which are there, which our grandmother and grandparents and our ancestor taught us, which is what our parampara taught us, which is what our Prachin Kal taught us. And all you have given is very simple things. See, Guru Ma has a very simple thing, ki be simple, live simple, and that's the Yoga Institute's way of life. So, Madam, you are truly inspirational, and we are very happy that the world is now virtual. So, we have people viewing us across the world. Yoga Institute is also now virtual, and therefore it is easy to connect from any part of planet Earth, the Yoga Institute. And Dr. Shetty probably wants to ask a couple of questions, but people really want, we are very delighted that you could give us your simple tips which make a lot of difference, because it is not the big science. It is being practical, being realistic, and then only the true reform can happen. So you are transformational and reformational in your own way by making things, you make people and put them at ease and then allow them gradually to accept. That has been the philosophy. I have been to the institute a couple of times, and so has Dr. Shetty, and we have always been delighted because you make an environment which is conducive, which is adaptable to a particular human being. So that human is the center of the universe, and then you get that. So Dr. Shetty, what would be your take-home messages for our viewers today? And then maybe you can ask Madam Hansa Ben to really, or as we call her, Guru Ma now. We have Guru Anna and Guru Ma. Their final advice or the Guru mantras of both the Guru Ma and Guru Anna.
I had a teacher, Professor N.S. Vahia, late Professor N.S. Vahia.
Oh, yeah.
You know him, you knew him. He brought yoga into the Department of Psychiatry in the 40s.
Yeah.
People would laugh at him. And he said something very beautiful, which is applicable to Hansaben today. He said, if the science is simple, science is clear, the vocabulary is simple. And that's what Hansaben proved today. The science is clear, vocabulary is simple. He also said something very beautiful. And in the 80s, Dr. N.S. Vahia, Dr. Vihang Vahia and me, we did a small research on anxiety patients, and we found that yoga was as good as any form of medication, which is published in the Indian Journal of Psychiatry. And when I hear Hansaben today, I'm reminded of Dr. N.S. Vaya, who sat with me and explained every aphorism, translated every aphorism in Sanskrit into Hindi and English. And I'm so happy to be associated with him, to learn the aphorisms. And today I really remember him, Vandana to him. And ma'am, I think your humor, your state of being, your powerful state of being, your ability to connect not with the minds but with the souls and the hearts is a blessing for the entire earth, ma'am. I have never met somebody who can breathe yoga, who can share yoga right from the soul. And honestly, it's so beautiful. A lot of psychologists have joined this session. They were saying that it was so beautiful for you. For me, you are also my mental health guru ma. And yoga is a philosophy and a science, and Patanjali was a scientist. And let's
Yes.
let's let's bring the glow of yoga across the country and across the globe. With this, I am so thankful, and this entire conversation was organized by the Yoga Institute and 1MD. And I'm really thankful to Rishi and Prani. They have been the the backbenchers, or the back end support for the entire thing. And I would like to add that Rishi and Prani Shashank are responsible for the digital platform which is going everywhere, and it's so beautiful. And many of our listeners are saying they're missing your Sunday satsang, so you need to do something about it. They just type
Yeah.
that Sunday satsang, so you need to do something about it. And many have said that you need to do a lot of YouTube programs. What I learned, Shashank, here was anitya, 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 anicca, anicca, anicca. Everything comes, everything goes, including you and me. And that, I think, is the most powerful learning. The second thing which I learned today was make yoga playful. Don't be classical and don't be rigid. When you make
Correct.
yoga playful, the hardest nuts will crack, and they will learn and enjoy. I have no words to express my gratitude, Sabine, for you, for Rishi and Prani. I have no words to express my gratitude to the beautiful Yoga Institute. This has been one of the fountains of wisdom, fountains of learning, and fountains of healing. I pranam to you, ma'am. Pranam to you.
So
So, madam,
ev-
Guruma, your last pearls of wisdom.
every human has tremendous capacity. Every mind can really do beautiful things. Only you have to put your effort, do your duty well, and everything would be beautiful. Life is really simple. Don't make it complicated by complicated words or Atma, Paramatma, and this and that. Don't talk about right now. What am I supposed to do in the scenario? Developing awareness and doing your part well. It was so nice to have both of you, because both of you are such a senior, capable doctors. And when doctors tell people that, look, to remain healthy, you should do yoga, that would go into their head more than otherwise. So you people are like a torchbearer. You should tell people that, look, do these things, and we are doing our job. You should do your job. We will help you to come out of this, but you have to do your part. If you don't do your part, you'll be back to square one again. If this disease goes, some other disease is going to come. You have to do your part. So if you people are such a senior, both of you are, we know very well we are that you are both are doing beautiful work, fantastic work. Any complicated patients I send to you, come on, you deal with them and you really give us proper things. And we do our part. So we have to go together. We all, medical fraternity and the Yoga Institute. And I tell you, we can really work wonders with humanity. And in this entire scenario, we would be educating people what is their responsibility towards themselves and towards their people around. And you, as seeing the structure in mind, seeing the disease in mind, guiding them and guiding even these things. So, well, just learn to be positive, learn to be happy, learn to be joyful, enthusiastic, and do your part well. No problem remains. It will go away. You will enjoy and you will become more smarter and stronger with the problem. So just go ahead in life. That's my message.
We should also thank Aniruddha Sapatnekar from 1MD for hosting this program with, of course, the Yoga Institute and the wonderful team. And Guru Ma, Guru Anna, Namaskar.
Namaskar to both of you. Namaskar.